What is up, guys? It's your boy GRC. I'm looking like a train wreck this morning. That's because I am. Let's not get it twisted. Guys, this is Crypto in the Morning. We're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. And I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Is it Monday? Yes. Is it the best day of the week? Yes. Every day is the best day of the week. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what the chat. Guys in the chat, please fire it up. Let's get it going. Lane with the daily tweet. Real quick, guys, before we get started, there's a young man named Lane. I mention him often. I just spoke to him for the first time this morning in the Twitter Spaces. And he did his daily tweet, of course, for Crypto in the Morning. I'll pull it up after. I can't find it for some reason. His name's not coming up. I spelt it wrong. But we're going to post that tweet up and show everyone. It's day 30. And I don't really care if Richard comes on the show, but I just love seeing Lane do shit. It pumps me up. Me and Sam are going to start going nuclear. And when I say nuclear, we're always going nuclear, but now we have these accessible tools that Sam's teaching me about, and we're getting enough time on our hands and enough financial revenue. We're going to try to take this to the next level and try to change as many people's lives as we possibly can. And when that happens, extreme value comes alongside with it. So Sam's helping me. I ain't perfect. And Sam ain't perfect either. But Sam has more experience than me. And the stuff that I'm tripping with, he knows it's kind of just, and he's helping me laser focus. And sometimes I even find myself watching football for 10 minutes. I just turn it the fuck off. I'm like, why? Why am I doing that? I don't want to do that. I want to do what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to train myself to be a man, a leader, someone who gets shit done constantly, because I didn't feel that way about myself early on in my life. But every day is amazing. Be grateful to start it off. But we're talking about crypto. We're talking about the Shanghai fork at the end too. Don't forget it. Big deal in crypto. The biggest deals in crypto no one ever talks about. So we'll talk about the Shanghai upgrade, get those withdrawals going. We'll talk about Richard Hart's going live tonight, guys. Does that matter? Probably not. But what do we know? Sometimes there's a pumpy poo. In Sam, Ethereum won't stop pumping. What's going on? Shanghai coming up. Watch out. Hold on. I'm locked in right now. Crypto in the Morning, every single.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way. Crypto in the morning. 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 Crypto in the morning.
Wow. What an incredible day, right? Like there's so much cool stuff that's happening. If you guys are not tuning in throughout the entire show, you're going to miss out. There's a lot.
No, they're not going to miss out, because after today, when you're done teaching me, I'm going to have clips for all of this stuff. So really, if you miss it, you'll have a chance later in a more probably organized format. I know I like long version myself. But I know how people are. We're going to have 6 to 10 clips per episode right underneath in the CITM clips spot. And I've been trying lately. I've been getting 1 or 2 out there. Sam's helping me take that to the next level. And he'll probably talk about that at the end. a little bit with his mix up for AI and blockchain and whatever he's going to get into for the last 15 minutes segment. But real quick, Sam, not many guys that would come to that I would really think could understand what's going on here, but you really on this one, because we're talking a lot about downstream thinking with the supply, and you're locked in on it. Hey, Stoic, thanks. Stoic was in the spaces this morning. We were all having a good time, inspiring each other. It was really good.
Good to see you, bro.
But we're going to talk about the Zen reflection token real quick. Now, everyone knows that everyone points to the price chart and says, oh no, the price chart's going down. This crypto is the worst crypto that any human could ever get into, right, Sam? Because the price chart, right? Because we don't think logically about stuff. And I wanted to dive deeper, but you were very aware of these points early on, more aware than I, about the price. I mean, you could do that math in your head pretty quick. And so what do you see so far? And what do you think something like the reflection token and these NFTs and the burn could change the outlook on the future price? And do you think he's up on the right track with the way he's going about that? If you had to guess, I guess.
So I don't personally see a giant catalyst for the price of Zen to drive up. If you can batch mint, right? Say $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 of Zen for 1 month, and cost you $1,000, and in 1 month you get $4,000 worth of Zen. You're gonna the price is not going to go up.
It's about 90 days on that exact. So if you did 90 days, you would literally just 4x your money.
Well, okay, so if you add another zero to that, so instead of 1,000, you do 10,000, then you can do it in a month, right? So now that compresses your time frame. So I don't see a catalyst for the price of Zen to increase. Now, with that being said, Zen NFTs and the reflection token, which I don't know a ton about, we're going to get into shortly, as if you think about this in a bigger view, like what's going on, it is possible that the number of people who hold Zen gets to such a high number over a short period of time that it allows Jack to create his own blockchain. And if you have all these people who are incentivized because they're already owning Zen on one of the 15 different blockchains he's on, that are already in there, and they can take their like Zen on Polygon, swap that so that they're on their own network. They're on their own network. And maybe part of the requirement to be on there is it has to be follow the principles of crypto. I think that this could be something much bigger. I still don't see the catalyst for the price going up on Zen at this moment. Maybe things will change. I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
Maybe the reflection token can be the catalyst. So let's read through this and see where we get at with it. Guys, this is on Zen Crypto .io. I will drop this in the chat real quick if you guys want to go ahead and read that on your own. Jack said he's intending on building a layer 1 once he has 30 devs. When did he say that? And I need an exact date. I want an exact date on that sentence. An exact date. So, and I know you can provide that because I know who you are. You're a specific man. So, because I've talked to Jack since the inception of these things, and he's changed his tune on that a few times. And I'll be the first to admit, when I asked him about layer 1s the first time, he said no. And then he said, well, if we need it. And I mean, I know how this shit goes. It's just the only thing you can do to have the community you want, perhaps. And people, I don't know. We'll see. Building layer 1s, there's lots of layer 1s, Sam. There's a lot of layer 1s.
That's correct.
It's not like it's a big, like, oh my, Doge chain. That came in. No one cared, right? Good times. Pump, whatever. ETH Pal, ETH Fair. Bring them all in, right? I don't think layer 1s are a problem. Now, the thing about Pulse Chain that makes it a little different is that 1.7 billion of piston-loaded volume on the other end of it. You won't see that anywhere else. So none of us know how that's going to work. Zen Reflection. I'll read the first part, and Sam, you stop me want anything, and then you can read maybe a little later once my mouth gets dry. Zen reflection token burns Zen and to give yield. Now, the reason the reflection token is in existence is to earn yield. It's a yield earning thing. Basically, I mean, that's what it's going to, that's the use case, right? Like at some point, that's what it'll come down to. The news about NFT's launch hasn't even reached everyone yet. And Jack Levin, the founder of Zen Crypto, is already thinking about his next project he's going to bring to the community. The Zen reflection token will not only get people to burn more Zen, which will rise its value, but it will make ZenFTs more useful. Okay. And guys, lots of comparisons with the Watsas and the ICOSA pools here and some of those HSI stakes over there. I'm seeing a lot of similarities. When is the launch of the Zen Reflection token? At the moment, there aren't many details about the new Reflection token. And Jack Levin hasn't even released the white paper yet. However, there are some important hints that can be found in big picture. There's no specific name for the token either. The Fair Crypto Foundation founder said that the Reflection token will launch in the second quarter of this year and that the white paper should come out around March, around Mars. Come on, boy. There's a plan to first build the ZenFT staking function and launch it before April. And only once it's done will the Reflection token come out. So there's a plan to build the ZenFT staking function, Sam.
So that also could be very interesting too, right? If you can stake NFTs, can you stake what are those ones? Watsa, right? You can't stake Watsa yet, but there is probably somebody that will create something like that potentially. I like the approach Jack is taking. What do we know about Silicon Valley? There's a very quick iterative process. So what does that mean? That means come out with something and then iterate, right? And then come out with something and iterate and iterate and iterate. And you can iterate faster and faster than other people versus look at what Tesla does versus what other OEMs do. For an example, to better understand this concept of speed of iteration. Normally, traditional OEMs, that would be like Toyota, GM, all those companies, right? They will have the vehicle and they will do a large refresh maybe every 5, 6, 7 years. And then they might do a mid-cycle slight refresh after 2, 3, 4 years. Now, Tesla does updates every year, every single year, sometimes multiple times during the year, they do updates on their vehicle. You don't have to be super intelligent to figure this one out. Who do you think wins in that race? If GRC is updating his shit once a year and I'm updating it on a monthly basis, who gets better faster? You don't have to be super intelligent to figure that shit out. And I'm not saying that's the case here. I don't know what's going to happen. But I see similarities in how tech does things that iterate very, very quickly, right? So they keep iterating to make things better, to improve, to try different things, right? I see that here. What does that lead to? I don't know. If Jack can continue to keep up this pace, every 2 to 4 months, there's something new, right, on the marketplace to continue to develop the ecosystem, the community, and grow it. I'm bullish on that.
You know how like Google probably wasn't profitable before Google's kind of free. Like everyone got Google. I didn't have to pay for it. Did you? Like I remember searching on stuff. No one ever asked me to pay. I was a kid. Nope.
Just pay with your data.
So everyone had it, and then the value grew because then they could do the profit making things. But how I always say, like on this show, I'm farming people, like-minded people. It's the same thing. But imagine if everyone in the world already knew about this show. And then I started doing profit making things on top of that. Explosive, right? Scaling is an art.
And
an art.
And if you're doing both at the same time, you're scaling and you're trying to pull profit, it slows you down. If I was trying to grow my business at the same time as extracting value from that, it can slow things down potentially. At least that is my perception. I could be wrong. There's probably ways to do both, but my perception is that I could be 100% wrong on that. But like the scalability, if you just focus on providing value, it's easy for people to like you because you just provide value nonstop. What do you think? What the heck is going on with Cult? All this burning that is mysteriously unrelated to the project. We'll have to look into that. Mobile mushrooms, like the name though. So
I don't like Cult that much. I know those guys hate me for saying it, but man, there's a lot of factors in that just don't sit well with me comparatively to some of the decentralized options that I use personally. That's just a personal opinion. Let's get back to the reflection token. Yeah, Sam, interesting, the Zen staking function. We all know, like, in my head, it's just a lot now. It's like he's planning everything here, and then people will figure out about this stuff in the future. Almost. Like right now, yeah, there's a lot of action, but in the future, I think he's planning on people using these things a lot. But if we get everyone in the world to have Zen for free first, and then start understanding some of the value proposition there, it can be very interesting, especially with the staking features, because people are locking up some of that value. All right, so that, and he actually mentioned the reflection token on our show for the first time, pretty sure. What's the Zen reflection token? The Zen reflection token will pay yield based on protocol activity, kind of like that ICOSA pool. It's called a reflection token because it's supposed to reflect back an action to reinforce an activity. And the activity to reinforce is, in this case, the burning of Zen and also holding on to the new token instead of dumping it on the market. Another layer to get dumpers off the market, Sam. Oh, PNW. Look at the Zen chart versus Gwei. When Gwei is over 16, minting halts, yes. And that would be roughly a $5 mint. Add to that, many serial minters will start getting bored. Supply will not be what it is projected to be a year from now. The persistent will win the game. On that note, PNW, my one thing is people are batch minting. It's like they're not. So one sentence that you said in here was supply will halt. People will get bored of serial minting, and it's not hard. If you're getting a 4x on a button click, that button's going to get clicked. But Sam, I'd have never used the batch minting feature because I'm a pleb. But that's not the point. The point is, I think the batch minting feature kind of changed the dynamic, makes this all happen quicker, makes the profit to the smarter people that are willing to work faster. We're talking 3x profit for 60 days on a batch mint, Sam. It's 123 VMUs or whatever. It's like $1,000 every 90 days.
So let's think about this for a second. Now, I'm just going to say this out loud because I was thinking about this. Okay, so say in a year or 24 months from today, the amount that you're able to mint per batch decreases. So at that time, that's where I would be more bullish on it, because the cost to mint a certain amount increases, which means the price per unit would increase. But that means you have a year or 2 years or 3 years.
I just want the price to dump.
What's that?
I just want the price to dump.
But I think we're going to see that trend continue to trend down.
You just wish it would happen.
But I think we're going to continue to see it.
Don't you wish that somebody would have set that chart? Dude, but all these guys buy this shit because the chart goes up. I think for long term, if this is legit, and we're talking to everyone, really don't make no difference. Because if he knows how to scale to everyone, he's going to execute on that until they stop him. Because he is a wild child. Don't you get it twisted. No longer a value to batch mint. The collector series NFTs does the same for you, but safer and tradable. True. God, PNW. Are we talking today? If you want to talk today, let me know. I drank a little bit yesterday. Some guy. So I went to my friend's house yesterday, and they pull out this. I don't drink so much, and when I do, I drink the smallest amount because I get drunk fast.
I just happen to be wearing this shirt, which is
whiskey helps. When's the last time you had whiskey?
I don't know. And actually, I'm not drinking it all for the entire month of January.
I'm
Not
a
even a sip.
damn it. I already fucked that. But anyway, he pulls out this super expensive like Crown Royale bottle, and I taste it, and it actually tasted incredible. Which I'd never had an experience where I drank an alcoholic drink, and it was a shot though. It's a little guy, and I was like, man, they really. And then they told me how much money it was, and I was like, that makes sense. I was like, that actually makes sense. Like if I drank that once a year, I would pay that much money for that because man, it lit up your. I was like, it's Christmas for a second, I'm just, seriously though, it's like warm, it tastes good, but it's like dense alcohol, and I was like, this is rich people drinking, which I like, but I don't. I think drinking is bad.
So to get back,
Yeah,
so this is
please God, I am such an asshole.
no. To get back to this, so I think if somebody was like, hey, how do you see the price chart of Zen over a period of time? I personally believe it's going to continue to trend down until the GUI goes up in a perpetual like higher step, like so it's always $8 to mint or higher no matter what happens. I think that has to happen, and or the time has to elapse so that the amount that's minted decreases drastically, right? So those two things have to play out before the price goes up, in my opinion. So that means we're going to see this, and then we'll see the bottoming out before things start to go back up.
What do you think about the GUI situation? Because when people always interpret GUI as always going up forever, GUI doesn't go up forever. It changes all the time. So there's periods of time years ago where GUI was less than it is now. And there's periods of time years ago where it was 10, 50 times more. It's all just bull market. Everyone's used to a bull market. Like wait until people are dying of fucking depression and lost all their money. And tell me GUI is going to be like ridiculous. Like I just don't think it's fair to project. So I think it's important when we're talking about GUI. And guess what? Vitalik's full-time job is to figure out proto-dank sharding. That's his literally full-time gig. Like all they're doing is that. So if you don't think that's a part of the future, you'd probably be wrong. And Ethereum I trust Vitalik. I really do. I do trust him. The roadmap, it's so beautiful. Watching them do this step by step while everyone criticizes them. The chart doesn't lie. Today's alone network machines are down by 35K. Every day for the past 4 days, the machine count has been negative. You talking about the Bash Mentor?
What is a machine, or what does that mean?
I don't know. PNW. We got to talk more about that. And again, guys, I'm not as big a DJ. Like, to be honest, I hadn't bought that many Zen unicorns or none of that. But I did cover it constantly. ETH Shanghai update. So we should get to that, and we are going to
let's focus. We have 20 more minutes.
So sorry, guys. Today I'm a little out of it. We're going to get back to the reflection token. Then I'm going to pull up the Ethereum Shanghai update on the actual website, and then Sam will go into his piece. So let's get back into this. Sam, do you want to read?
Yeah. So what's the reflection token? The Zen reflection token will pay yield based on protocol activity. It's called a reflection token because it's supposed to reflect back an action to reinforce an activity. The activity to reinforce is, in this case, the burning of Zen and also holding on to new token instead of dumping it on the market. The token will have a hard cap of 100 million distributed over 5 years or 60 months, which means that no more than 100 million reflection tokens will ever be created. The distribution will occur once per month based on the user's Zen burn competition for shares in the total monthly allocation. The emissions will be distributed pro rata, where each participant will get a given percentage of the total monthly emissions based on total Zen burned. The reflection token emission will diminish every month, and that will result in early burners always getting more shares than the late comers. The early participants are the ones taking the most risk, which is why their rewards are the highest. Mr. Levin is planning to launch a leaderboard where users will be able to view all the burns in their position in the competition for the reflection token allocation. And I'll explain what this means in a second. Moreover, whoever burns the most Zen and whoever comes in first gets the most new tokens. The reflection token is based on first principles of crypto, which translates into your contract having no admin keys, immutable, supply starting at 0, and fair distribution model set up by the Zen contract. So this is cool. Now, let me know in the chat. Press 1 if this makes sense to you. Press 2 if this makes any sense to you. Have you heard of Hex? And then have you heard of the the adoption amplifier? Where during the adoption amplifier, there was a bunch of Hex that was going to go towards BTC holders that never claimed it. So what do you do with the Hex that was never claimed? Well, then it's kind of like an ICO, so to speak, where, in that case, in this case, it's burning, and that in Hex's case, it's kind of like an ICO because it goes to an individual versus in this case, it's burning. But you take any like Ethereum and you trade that in on a daily basis for a allocation of the total Hex that was going to be distributed, right? So in this case, right, if GRC puts in $50 of Ethereum and I put in $100 of Ethereum, then the Hex that would have been distributed on this day would be split between 33% for him and 67% for me. Now, this is very similar to that, except for instead of all the money going to one individual, it is going to be burnt Zen. And instead of a daily allocation, it is a monthly allocation that you know is going to perpetually decrease over time. So if you want the reflection token, you need to participate in burning Zen in order to be able to get this reflection token.
So right now, Gwei's 45. Zero minting going on at this moment, right? So let's look at some of this stuff. Today's minting, you can see everything. So today's minting, it would say $512,000 USD.
So minting, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean minting as in like people putting it
that
in
means the button you press to mint. So that means the day is up on your mint probably, and you clicked mint and got your coins.
So they're coming into your wallet or belong?
I think so. Well, I don't know if they.
Can you hover over that question mark and see what it says?
The network's daily estimated yields on Zen.
I think you might be right about that.
Yeah, just because I know the mint button. Like the mint button, like if they were saying mint, it would probably be the button on the front end that also says mint.
So when you press mint, that's when you're paying the $5 in Gwei.
Yeah, because you'll claim C rank.
So this might not
claim C rank, and then you set your days, and then you mint when it comes out. I believe that's the terminology. Because mint would be to mint something is to come into existence. I think that would be the term.
But it might be like a 45-day term or a 90-day term, I think.
Well, let's look at the top here. So we got total supply. We got too many numbers. Liquid supply. So this is a big number, guys. Look under here, Sam. You see what that it says? $6,427,000 in liquid supply. So that's what's out there. That's what's liquid. You know, that's a lot for how early this is. And the liquidity is drying up fast. So I remember, Sam, I was like, why is there so much liquidity in this shit? Like, what? How? And now we're seeing it get down to a level where it probably should be, in my opinion, for where we're at. And people are not going to just extract as much money from it, hopefully. And those big traders won't be as enticed to like wait for nuclear. You know, liquidity needs to be right. And that's critical. So we'll see today's network machines, but I think for the damn, Gwei is running, brother. Let's go straight to Dex Screener and see what's happening to Ethereum, because I mean, we definitely know that Gwei is running. What does Gwei run on? Ethereum. Okay, so you're not going to let me full screen this? Or are we going to be? Oh,
Also, and then we'll get back into the. Oh wow! Holy shit! Look at that.
oh yeah, look at that, guys. Who would have thought, right? Because these
Wow.
things are directly proportional. If you watch this for long enough, you don't have to look back at the ETH chart to know when that way is pumping. Something's going on. People are using it. People are moving. Now, it could be the opposite direction too, but I know what before Shanghai, I don't see this thing going down. And this thing has no resistance. There's no one willing to dump their bags. Look at everyone. When it finds a new floor, everyone accepts it. Everyone's just like, yep, my ETH is this much now, Sam. Right? Like, and remember, brutal bear market, disgusting bear market. And we're holding like this, Sam. Like, let's scoot back a little bit. Like sideways, like and up. Like this is a bear market, brutal, deadly, worst of all time. People in prison. And we're just like, oh no, we'll just wait here for everything to end. And that's why I find Ethereum to be so interesting. But at the same time, the Shanghai fork guys, they could dump a lot of that ETH. And Richard Hart said something about he thinks ETH could potentially go to $250. And guys, Gwei is a direct calculation of the price of Ethereum and the network activity. So if the price of Ethereum goes sky high, Gwei is going to be wrecked. And that's why they have to figure this shit out. Let's get back to it. Sorry again, but I think these were all kind of like on the same track that time at least. Let's see. I think we ended on the distribution phase, Sam. Let's get into that. So we'll talk about the distribution phase here. The distribution phases. Participation in the Zen reflection token distribution is divided into two phases: production or creation phase, and staking phase. To the production phase, the Zen users are supposed to burn Zen using the proof of burn function to receive the new reflection token. The holders of the Zen NFTs will also get into the distribution because they will get an amplification based on the Zen NFTs they hold. Remember, guys, the burn. A lot of those NFTs had some burns associated with it. The Apex category of Zen NFTs will give a major boost to the yield as the user already burned a lot of Zen to get them. They're going to calculate that in. Proof of burn. Remember, if you burn, you get that reflection. So whoever holds the Zunicorn token will get the highest available amplification. I'm going to go ahead and say Jack Levin has the most Zunicorns. So I want everyone to put that in the back of their head too. Like, I think Jack Levin has the most unicorns. That's just what I think. So let's amplify that into, remember, we're all talking about centralized cryptos, all of that stuff. So it's important to note. This is the early times of this. In 10 years, everyone's going to be like, what was going on with all that? Like, who was regurgitating all of that? You know, that's what I'll be asking. But we'll know in this case. Whoever holds the Zunicorn token will get the highest available amplification on the reflection token yield. The collector category doesn't need Zen burning to create Zen NFTs, so their holders will possibly need to burn the future Zen to get this new token. Remember, Sam, everyone in the comments, they said the best deal is the Apex NFT right now, but sometimes the best deal changes because of the dynamics. So the staking phase comes into place when the Zen burners already have the right to receive their share, and they need to decide if they want to mint the reflection token straight to their wallet or if they want to stake it for more yield. Those who decide to mint it directly to their wallets will get less of it, and those who decide to stake will receive the yield coming from those who minted and didn't wait. Moreover, the reflection token stakers will get 0.2% of all the trading and transfer fees on that token.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's innovative. I mean, so guys, we'll read that one more time. Moreover, the reflection token stakers, remember there's that option to stake, will also get 0.2% of all the trading and transfer fees on that token. Sam, imagine if everyone had the token.
So this is very interesting though. So say in the example where you put in $50 worth of Zen and I put in $100 worth of Zen, and we're the only two people for the whole month, meaning you get 1/3 of the reflection token that are coming out once per month, and I get 2/3 of that reflection token. So I think it gets into in a later moment that there's going to be about 10% penalty. So say you decide to pull yours out. You decide to pull yours out and sell it, right? And you don't decide to stake it, where I decide to stake it. So to pull yours out, you lose 10% of your tokens. And assuming you're trading.
Oh, you lose 10% of your tokens when you pull out. Wow.
I believe that's what it said. Now, the question I have is, if you stake it, do you still lose that 10% after the stake, or is it just on the initial mint? That's a question I'd like to ask Jack.
Well, I hope you can ask him later, because I'm going to ask him right now if he'll do it pre-recorded with us at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Cool.
I'm texting him right now. So, yeah, because I want to talk to him. Hey, pre-recorded?
I'll continue reading. The staking phase is a mechanism to delay gratification to get more yield, while those who leave the network as soon as they mint the reflection token will get penalized in less of the token. So the people here might be able to kind of relate this to the Watsa, right? So if you leave Watsa, then you don't get any of the future rewards from the people who are using the protocol, right? Well, in this case, it works out the same thing. So if you come in, you take your shit out, then you don't get the benefit of the stuff in the future, but you're also having to pay a little bit of penalty. So in conclusion here, Zen crypto is a foundation for everything that will be built on top of first principles. Zen is abundant and it's meant to be like cash, while the reflection is like a bond embedding the scarcity and a yield-bearing digital asset. For everyone who has Zen benefits from the applications built on top of it, especially those that burn Zen, like ZenFTs and the upcoming reflection token. The reflection token creates an incentive loop for Zen holders to burn the token and mint ZenFTs to remain in the ecosystem rather than dumping them on the market right after the mint. It's once again the transformation of economic power from one state to another, from abundance to scarcity, to create balance within the ecosystem. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the reflection token? The big question that I have is, if after I stake it, am I going to get it penalized? Or if I stake it, right? Like if I stake it, I don't want to get penalized. And I don't know how it's going to play out. I think that would be an intelligent way to design it, but I don't know how it's going to play out.
I just want there not to be a direct amount of days that everyone's associated with the staking. That's my worst favorite part about staking.
Meaning,
people make staking protocols that have a day that everyone ends a large amount in similar. Like I want it to be variable as much as possible, right? Because what happens? The whales will sell everything before the stakes come out, and then it'll dilute all the stakers, and then it'll all rebuild, and then this. So the timing on those, sometimes when you have,
do you think there should be a minimum though?
Minimum maybe, but I just don't like. I want them. I think Jack's going to do it so you can take it out for the same price at all times, which will be minimal. But the 10% is the thing that we're going to talk to Jack on this later. Sam, what do you got prepped? What have you been thinking? We were talking a lot before the show. You were getting jacked up. You were jacked up.
I want to show people on how, so this is going to relate more to people who create content, but one of the things that is happening with AI is democratizing what is available to everybody. So what if you could go through and you've probably heard this before, create viral content, right? Well, that is what I want to talk about, utilizing AI, right? So you can actually go through and do this with AI, and I'm going to get in and walk you through an example of exactly how to actually do that. and something that I did the other day, and I'll be testing this out into the future. So I'm going to show you all of these pieces because I'm talking about AI because it is so incredibly important impact on the planet and is going to impact your job and your company as we move into the future. So if you don't start paying attention to it, if you don't start embracing it, you are going to get left behind without utilizing it. Period. End of story. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. Anything else you got to say?
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to jump off. Before I jump off, I want to just share this tab real quick. We got Lane coming in hot for the daily. Remember, December 11th, 2022. This young man decided I didn't know him. I'm going to tweet Richard Hart every day until he goes on Crypto in the Morning with Jim Rat Crypto, Sam Stoll, Bullish Ox. Richard, these are some of the smartest, open-minded Hexicans. It would be such a good conversation. But what are we going to highlight? We're going to highlight today's juncture because day 30 of tweeting Richard Hart win until goes on Crypto in the Morning. Jim Rat, Sam, Bully. Richard, I promise nobody else in the crypto space is going to ask you better questions than these guys. I mean, there's no better. That's the truth. So, guys, yeah, will I be covering RH Live tonight? Come on, PNW. Come on. I mean, yeah. Duh. I mean, I love that shit. You know that. I don't want to hawk their stream, but I probably will. So hopefully most people just watch over there. But I'll be breaking that down.
Hey, you know what we could do is we could do a pre-recorded on that thing for tomorrow or for Wednesday. For Wednesday, because Wednesday I have that appointment that I have to go to. So we could always pre-record tonight a reaction to Richard Hart Live that could be released for Wednesday.
I think Richard Hart can get that hex price to 3.5 pennies tonight with just speaking. So you know how crypto works, guys. But again, don't trade on that, please. I shouldn't have even said that. But I'm going to jump off of here. Sam, thank you so much. I'm going to get Jack for later tonight, if you can, to get a pre-recorded episode out. We can really chop that baby up nice. So I'm going to be thinking about that. I already messaged him there. I'm going to get that Chia episode set up for us. Guys, I know Chia might not be the hottest subject, but I really do think it's something you guys should pay attention to. I really do. I think you can learn a lot from them. I think they're doing a lot of things right while other people are doing a lot of things for short-term scaling, and sometimes other people do it for long-term scaling. I think she's pretty cool with a lot of the innovations over there. And get your Zen unicorns, and we'll be back later. Imagine Sam Stolt, myself, talking to Jack about the reflection token in a few hours. I don't think you have to imagine much, guys. Hey, all right, guys, I'm going to jump off Crypto in the Morning. Sam, I'll be back. And if I might not be back the second you jump off, but I'll just call you. I'm just going to leave the house really quick.
There's a lot of talking going on in the background.
Really?
Is that on my side? No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, it is. That's on my side. I apologize. I don't know if it's playing.
No, I didn't hear any of it. Anyway, I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm going to go run and grab something. Crypto in the Mornings every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Guys, we're taking it to the next level. Don't you forget it. You're going to want to be here early so you can watch this whole thing go down. I can promise you that kind of sauce. Peace out, fam.
What's up, guys? So I wanted to talk about AI because it is going to impact everything that you do, whether you realize it or not. And I'm going to show you an example of how this is going to play out with what you watch, what you read, or what you listen to. And you're not going to know what's going on, what is real and what is not real, meaning what is coming from a human and what is coming from a machine. You will not be able to tell in the next 36 months. And I'm going to show you exactly why. And also, if you create content, if you go through and create content online, what if there was a way you could go through and create viral content, right? The idea behind this is that, like, if something works in one place, then there's a decent chance it's going to work in a different place, right? Think about Hex. One of the reasons why Hex works is because it has all of the similarities in code to how a CD, certificate of deposit, in legacy is structured. right? So you take something that's successful in this market, legacy, and you take all the fundamental pieces of that and you apply that to crypto, and now you call it Zen or you call it Hex, right? And you have that copied over. So it works in one marketplace. You can take that and you have a higher propensity to work in another one. There's another dude I know who takes things from Groupon, ads that are working on Groupon, takes that ad and applies it to Facebook. Because it works on Groupon and millions of users, there's a decent chance it's going to work on Facebook. And he makes a lot of money doing that. So how could you do this for content creation? Well, let me show you. I have YouTube pulled up here, right? And look at this, the live show right now. Okay. So what you can do is go through and pick something that is interesting to you. So I just put in blockchain. Let's search for blockchain. Let's see what comes up. Then you can come over here and filter to view count. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I filtered to view count. So this is the view count of the most popular ones, right? So this one was from 5 years ago. So this is plenty of information on here. And then what I can do is I can take this video and then I can pull up Otter AI, which is another form of AI that will take the video right here. And as this video plays, right, you can just play this in one window and the other window have Otter AI open and it will transcribe the video. So I did this for something for ChatGPT on ChatGPT. I had let the video play on one side, popular video on this, and then I had Otter AI open. And what happens is as the video plays, it transcribes in real time, right?
Artificial intelligence that is actually.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's playing the video, right? So it transcribes. And then what you can do is you can take that and come over to ChatGPT. Now I can take this, I can copy all of this here, come over to here, and I can say, you know, write me an essay on blockchain and how it's going to impact the world over the next 10 years based on this information, right? And then I paste in that information. I didn't actually copy it, but I paste in this information and it will write me an essay on this that I can use as a blog post. I think I use the word essay, but you could just put blog post in there or email or anything. Now, you know that this video here had 14 million views on YouTube. It took 5 years to get there, so you could always adjust this, let's say this year, right? Let's say the top video for blockchain this year. Okay, cool. This one right here has 4.9 million views. It's a short, right? So this is going to be like 60 seconds or less. So you could take this video, transcribe it. You know it's more relevant because it was only 3 months ago. Go through the same process, put it into otter.ai, then grab the transcript and bring it over here. Look at this. It's still writing me my essay. And then you can take this essay, update it, or have it be like, you know, take the last paragraph and expand on it, as well as telling people to go to samstolt.com, right? So then it will go through and it will change this paragraph and then it will pitch them to go to samstolt.com. So you can use this. You can use this in so many different ways. One way to think about AI is like it's a tool where I could use a hammer to build a table. I could use a hammer to frame out a wall. I could use a hammer to help me break down something, right? I could use a hammer as a paperweight. I could use a hammer to help me dislodge something in many different ways, right? You can use a hammer to pull out nails, right? Now think of AI as a boatload of tools all wrapped into one, right? Think of like the hammer as a capable tool to use to do a bunch of different things. Now think of an AI as an entire Home Depot of tools to utilize. You went from a hammer capable of doing 16 things or 47 things, or whatever you want to define a hammer can do, to now having access to all of the tools in an entire Home Depot to do things. That is AI today, and it is growing exponentially. Exponential, if you don't know what that means, it's just like this, right? So it's starting out, we're right here. And in the next 24 months, we're going to be up here. And then it's going to be, you won't even be able to see it because it's going to be so much better. And you won't be able to tell if you're reading, listening, or watching content that was done by an AI or done by a human. And there's other things that you can do. I can take this text from a different AI. I can take this text and I can put it into this other AI that will take this text, create a 3D render of a human being, like think of like a Disney movie in a 3D render with realistic voice, and I can change the tone of the voice to create a video. It was 3D rendered and all made up by AI, right? So I could even take that YouTube video that works on YouTube, that was popular on YouTube, and take the text to go through and now create a 3D render to utilize on TikTok, or create the blog post, or a million other things. This is the warehouse of tools that you have access to for free, right? If you don't know how to use different skill saws and chop saw and different tools for building or finish work on a house, is it valuable to you? No, because you don't know how to use the tool. AI is the same thing. A lot of people are going to get left behind, but AI is going to open so many new doors, so many new possibilities, so many creative and resourceful things that you can do with AI that were not capable before, that a bunch of people are going to lose their jobs. A boatload of people are going to lose their jobs. While that's what you're going to hear in the news, while at the same time, you're going to have a boatload of new opportunity and jobs that are created by this. I have somebody on my team who is using AI to help me grow. So if you guys found this interesting, let me know down below in the comment section. Don't forget to stay tuned tomorrow for 11 a.m. EST. There's also links down below if you'd like to support the channel. If you want to see what's up on Instagram, right? I post a lot more fitness-related stuff. Or if you want to jump over to Twitter, because GRC is very active over there, and you want to have a bit of conversation, jump over to Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. All those links are down below. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the morning.
You already know what time it is.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way.
D5 Pro. Yeah.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Oops.